welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Michaela Loves Gymnastics. How you guys doing today? It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Happy holidays to everybody once again. I'm at work once again. On break, starting my day, taking a little time to record this video. Um, This video is going to be about why do I feel the Chinese gymnast, the Chinese female gymnast, Chinese Female Gymnastics Association isn't as dominant as I think they should be. Um, One of the first issues with the Chinese gymnasts is the type of gymnast they select to be on their team. The Chinese gymnast still is kind of selecting girls like the old system. You know, under the old system, under the old 10.0 system, the average height of the girls was about between 4 4 foot 5 and I would say 4 foot 11, and the average weight of the girls was between 75 to about 90 pounds, and that was good under the perfect 10 scoring system. Under the new scoring system, the open scoring system, that body type doesn't do very well unless they are a bars and beam specialist, or unless their name is Simone Biles and they're just incredibly powerful. And I think that's one thing that hurts the Chinese system very much, is the type of girls they choose to pick on their team. Um, Part two to what I think hurts, well, this is going to be several parts. So another factor I think that hurts Chinese gymnastics is that they don't teach the girls power. They teach the girls grace. They teach the girls, all the flexibility in the world. But when it comes to power, they really don't teach the girl power. It's either you're naturally powerful and you end up on a Chinese team, or you not and you end up on a Chinese team. They don't teach the girl power. For example, the Chinese girls have this current gymnast named QEQ, 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 QDQ. I don't know. I think it's QQ. QIQI. She was on the 2015, Lord forgive me, 2019 World Team, and she basically was a vault and floor girl. And I got into I'm not going to say an argument, a discussion with somebody saying that they needed a girl, the girl who did at the Cub is Cup, who did the Chung Fei vault. And I'm like, the Chinese gymnasts desperately need her on the Olympic team, not as an individual, but on the team, because Team China needs a stronger vault rotation. And everybody kept telling me, well, Kui, she can do the Yurchenko double twist, and she has all these other. That's great, but Team China should be. You know how Team America is unquestionably the best team in the world? To me, Team China should be unquestionably the second best team in the world, and Russia, France, and all these other countries should be competing for third place. But because of these factors, I think China isn't there. If Kui was an American, she would be doing the Armour vault by now, the Yurchenko 2.5. She probably would be doing the second vault, maybe the Lopez vault, or Horkina vault laid out. And she definitely would be doing a harder floor routine. She would be doing, instead of her full in, I know she's training the syllabage. I know she did the syllabage at Chinese Nationals, but it just isn't right. Her technique is off. Hopefully Lian Chao, who I think is the head coach for the Chinese Gymnastics Federation, would teach the girls better technique on harder skills. He would teach the girls bigger tumbling passes. Think about his gymnasts, Sean Johnson, Gabby Douglas. They all did big tumbling passes. And for whatever reason, Team China just can't move past the full twist and double back, the 2.5 twist punch front, and the double back in it. Like that's, or a triple twist two and a half punch front, double back in, and that seems to be a typical Chinese floor routines. And if they do a fourth tunnel pass, it's going to be a relatively easy one, like a handspring front layout full or a double twist. Um, so the Team China needs to focus more on power. They need to focus more on vault and floor exercise. Um, Look at the Russians, for examples. Um, I think a lot of these girls who we expect to make the Russian team next year aren't, because with only four girls on the team, only two can compete in the all around, and I think Angelina Melikova, especially after last year's World Championships, has proven herself to be she's almost a guarantee to make the Olympic team. And I think that other girl who made vault and floor finals at last year's World Championships is almost a guarantee to make the Olympic team. So there's really only two spots. I'm not talking about individual spots. Two spots for Team Russia, and because both Angelina and the other girl are strong on vault and strong on floor, and Angelina is strong basically on all the events. So they need another bars and beam girls, and I think that's where the two junior Russian girls are gonna make it. Um, Valda, Vala, Valda. I think that's the nickname that I've seen everybody talking about her on Twitter. And Gurmova, Grovoma, Grova, Grove, Grovermova, Grovermova. I can't pronounce it, but both of these girls, I think, have and I think that's the Russian team. And it's still months and months away, but I think that seems to be the direction Russia is going on. Two strong vaulters and two strong bars and beam workers, and girls who can get the job done on floor and vault, and girls who can get the job done on bars and beam. But Team China doesn't seem to have that strategy. Team China put all their eggs on bars and beams, and those are two risky events to put your eggs on. Now, part three to why I think Chinese gymnastics isn't as dominant as I think they should be is pirouetting skills, especially on uneven bars. Well, only on uneven bars, but especially on uneven bars. Like, Chinese gymnastics is known for doing all of these incredible Healy turns, these um, endos with a full twist, these inverted giants Uno turns, these Uno 1.5, these the all of these turns, right? But the issue with Chinese gymnastics and the way they have the code situated right now, you have to hit all of these skills in handstands. So if the Chinese gymnasts are doing 3 to 4 of these pirouetting skills in each individual bar routine, and none of them are hitting handstands, all of them are going slightly over handstand. That's 3/10 of a point each time you're doing one. So that's on 4 skills. That's already a point 1.2 in deduction. I was about to say a point and a half. That's why a 1.2 in deductions before anything else happens, and those are built-in deductions. And I think and right now you see Team China trying to get away from those pirouetting skills, but this also is revealing one of the flaws in Chinese gymnastics, which is that a lot of the times, a lot of the girls aren't that powerful. Once again, it goes back to powers. So the release skills aren't that great. Um, as you can see with the Chinese gymnasts right now, a lot of them are still stuck on the Takachev, the Ginger, and the Pike Jaeger. And all of those, two of those release moves are D's, and the other one is a E. And they would be great under normal circumstances, but now under this new current code, you need to do um, harder. You have to do harder release moves. You have to at least do, um, and all of these toe on Takachevs, toe on Takachevs, they're being devalued at a rapid rate. So when the Chinese gymnasts learn one, next thing you know, the next cycle, that skill has been devalued. So it's kind of hard. They need to learn the starter I think it's called the Ritnas, the Downies, the Hindorfs, the Chung Song. They need to learn those type of release moves. They need to learn a Naviva. If you're going to do a toe on Takachev, it has to be a Naviva in order for it to really be worth it. Or you might as well just do a regular Takachev and it would be easier. Um, Part 100, I don't know where we're at now. Another reason I think Chinese gymnastics isn't at the place it should be is because of inconsistencies. They Okay, this is a two-part one. They push the older, more consistent gymnasts out. It seems like with Chinese gymnastics, as soon as you have one Olympic cycle, they push you out. As soon as you get taller than like 5 feet tall, they push you out. As soon as you get over 90 pounds, they push you out. As soon as you, and these are things that they shouldn't do. They should want girls to hold on for 2 cycles. They should want girls to be a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, a little bit stronger. Bigger, heavier girls tend to do better on vault and floor. Um, girls who've been around for a couple of cycles will have more experience, so they will be less prone to falling. I was thoroughly disappointed that Chinese gymnastics seems to have pushed Yang Wan out. They seem to have pushed um, Chang um, Shusan, Chang, Shan Shusan out. And these are two girls that they absolutely needed. It seemed like Chan would have been at Shan, Sang, Shan, Song, would have been able to do the Yurchenko double twist this cycle. She would have been able to do a harder tumbling on her floor. And she still kept the same level of difficulty on her bars and beam. I don't understand why they pushed her out. None of these new girls are as good as she was, but they still pushed her out. She still competed, I think, until 2018 at Chinese National, and then they pushed her out, and I just don't understand why. Um, Another thing with Chinese gymnastics is they just can't keep putting girls on their team who is prone to fall. Like, um, the girl who fell off a bars and beam at this World Championships, as much as I love her, as much as she was the 2018 beam champion, as much as she was the 2019 beam silver medalist, I don't think Chinese gymnastics can afford to put her on the team. But they are going to put her on the team because that's the style of gymnast that the Chinese Gymnastics Federation seems to like. So, um, another big one with Chinese gymnastics to me is that they don't seem to have fight. They could be a little bit off and just fall. They just don't have no fight in them. And I don't know if that's something that can be taught or is that something that comes naturally within gymnasts, but that's something that Chinese gymnastics need to work on fight. Like some of these girls, some of these skills, some of the things they fall on, there should be balance checks, yes, but falls, no, I don't think so. And I just think the Chinese Gymnastics Federation needs to focus hard on consistency and power. Consistency and power, and there'll be the. You remember how back in the days it was the Soviets, Romania, then everybody else? I think it could be like that now. It could be America, China, then everybody else. But Chinese gymnastics really need to focus on power, consistency, and not pushing their talent out. Part three, well, part a million and 15 is um, they need to stop relying so heavily on their juniors. Um, they seem to push their juniors into these major competitions, and the juniors don't seem to be ready for them. They need to rely on their seniors, and they need to give their seniors like 5 years to develop their talent on the senior national team. Give them 2 Olympic cycles, and I think that would help. Um, a good level of difficulty for the Chinese floor routines that I think is realistic is they open their routines with a piked Arabian double front. Second tumbling pass, either a full land or a triple twist. Third tumbling pass is two and a half punch front. Last tumbling pass is a double back. And I think those are realistic routines for Chinese gymnastics. So let me know. I think the Yurchenko double twist, whether we realize it or not, is soon going to be devalued. It's the Yurchenko full of this cycle, and they're going to devalue that hard. And once they devalue that hard, everybody is going to be looking crazy. Chinese gymnastics should focus now on they are. You see a lot more Chinese girls doing a handspring front vault or a Sukahara style vault, but they're only doing a Suk full or a front layout half. And good starts, but if you're going to push all the girls out before they can learn the big skills, then what's the point? So those are my critiques on Chinese gymnastics and why I don't think they're as dominant as they should be. Please let me know your opinions below and tune in for another video.